What's up, soldiers? Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Vibes it up in the kitchen. Tasty Tuesday. Quick one. You're gonna love this one here. Dill cucumbers. Those little tiny cucumbers. Well, I mean, it's in the Caribbean. We just let them grow and they get a little bit bigger. But this is the normal cucumber from down in the Caribbean we have. Here in North America, they call them dills because they pickle them. But beyond all that, we can't talk too much about that. The focus is on the salad. It is not necessarily a salad. It is what we call chow in the Southern Caribbean. You have seen me done different versions of this with mango, with pineapple, all kind of different things. Today I'm going to show you if you have it in abundance. These are little dill cucumbers. If you want, if you can substitute regular cucumbers, just cut them up into bigger pieces, like your English cucumbers or whatever. But spicy and what's nice to serve up when you're enjoying some adult beverages. One of the first things I like doing, since I'm going to be using these with the skin on, these are nice and sweet, and I like the texture I'm going to get from these little dill cucumbers because they're pretty much baby cucumbers. I like using them with the skin on. I like to soak them in water because at the end of the day they're planted in dirt and you really want to get most of that dirt, well not most, all of that dirt out. So I wash them really well and I soak them. By soaking them, any remaining dirt will settle to the bottom of the water. And what I like doing is trimming off the sort of stems, the top and the bottom. And that's all we're doing here. Now if you want, you can certainly peel them. That is totally up to you. All I would do now is to cut them into spears. And that's it. These are nice and washed. They're going in there. And I'm just going to continue doing that. So you're cutting the stems off like I did and just cut them into spears. To really enhance the flavor of this and the sweetness, you will notice none of the seeds of those little dill cucumbers are developed yet. That is pure sweetness. That is what, whenever me and my brother would go help my dad in the garden, boy, we always walk with salt and we would steal all his little baby cucumbers and watch now, we eat them before we even start to work. Something that's not traditional to cucumber chow, and that is I have some cherry tomatoes in the fridge that I found there, and before they go bad I'm just going to add them. And all I'm going to do, if this knife would cooperate with me, I'm just going to slice them, well, on my cutting board here, so much easier. So just a handful of that. I mean to say totally optional, and add some nice bright colors to the well, salad or chow, whatever you want to call it. Now traditionally when we're making chow in the Caribbean, what we would do is to crush some scotch bonnet pepper. And here, now when you're handling scotch bonnet peppers, wear gloves if you're new to handling scotch bonnet peppers, and wash your hands immediately after with soap and water. Do not use any of the seeds if you're worried about the raw heat. That's where most of the heat is, with that sort of white membrane around there as well. What we would normally do is we would take the garlic, the scotch bonnet pepper and the salt, and we would crush it into a paste and then add it to the chow. In this case, all I'm doing is I chopped 1 clove of garlic finely, and what I did with the scotch bonnet pepper, I allow them to be in big pieces. This way, whoever I'm serving it to, I can point it out to them that avoid that scotch bonnet pepper because that's where that raw heat is. And that's just my little tip on you know, saving your guests from that raw heat. I'm gonna go in with some sea salt now, and if you want you can add some red onions to this. If you want, you can also add a bit of olive oil in there. For that herbal element, we would usually use shadow benny, or what we call culantro, down in the Southern Caribbean. In this case I do not have any, so I'm going in with cilantro, and that's just a couple tablespoons of chopped cilantro. And to bring everything together, we need some lemon juice. So the juice of 1 lemon, I'm just going to go in, bring that all together, and it's just a matter now of tossing this. Put it in the fridge to chill for about half an hour and let those flavors come together. One thing I forgot there, guys, we're going to need some fresh ground black pepper. I know what you're thinking, we already have scotch bonnet pepper in there, so why do we need black pepper? That is a totally different flavor altogether you're adding with that black pepper. Now remember, if scotch bonnet is not your thing, you can use any sort of spicy pepper you want, and if you also want, if you're concerned about that raw heat, leave out that scotch bonnet pepper altogether. Leave out that pepper altogether. Go in with the black pepper alone. If you want a little bit of a more citrusy flavor, go in with a little bit of orange juice. Watch now. Think this is nice? Very simple way of using cucumbers as they come into season. Cucumber chow with a little bit different. Remember, we went in with that tomato in there just for a little bit more color and body and everything else. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Vibesing it up in the kitchen. Hope you guys give this recipe a try. It's summertime. Watch now. Nothing says summer than this. Bless up.